Okay, now we welcome in Western Illinois. The Leatherncks today are represented by Coach JD Gravina, along with players Evan Zars and Grace Gilmore. Reminder to the media, please type your questions in the chat function within Zoom. Identify yourself, your organization, and who the question is for. We'll get to as many things as we can in the 10 minutes. Coach, if you would mind an opening statement, please.
Yeah, I mean, basically what I told them in the locker room, is I can't question their effort or their energy. I think most coaches agree that the thing you can control the least is, making shots. And we just struggled the whole game offensively. And I think what happened is, we were in fine shape at halftime in a close game and came out the second half and got really good looks and didn't make any out of them. And I really felt like for the last then 16 minutes of the game, you're playing catch-up, and you're getting a little desperate. Then we're setting the free throw line. We're having to fly around on defense, and I think that was a tough position to be in. Of course, they're trying to control the possessions and did a good job of that, and were able to kind of play their game plan. So, I kind of just feel like it's unlucky. We picked a bad day to have a bad shooting and offensive game, but that's conference tournament. That's postseason basketball.
Thank you, Coach. First question comes from John Bonenkamp with IowaCollegeHoops.com, and we'll have both players weigh in on this. We'll start with you, Evan. What do you think happened in the third quarter? And did you feel like you got good looks offensively?
Yeah, I feel like we definitely were working to get some good looks. I think once you get down, it's hard not to get sped up. It's hard not to want to force shots. It's hard not to continue to push really hard and keep the balance that we've kind of been trying to play with. So, you never know. We do the same exact thing, and all those shots fall. It's a whole complete different game. So we just got to keep our heads up and keep working.
And Grace, same question for you.
Yeah, and they went out there and executed their game plan. They wanted to slow the game down, and they did that really well on offense. They ran the shot clock down almost every possession, and then it felt like we were just trying to rush too much on offense to make up for the time we had lost on defense. So credit to them for executing on their game plan.
Media queue is open for people who'd like to ask questions. Maybe a follow-up for Coach. I think that was pretty similar to Omaha in the first game. Why are they so hard to speed up and prevent them from doing what they want to do?
Well, I think part of it is, that's something different in this league. I don't think there's another team that really tries to control the possessions well. And it was tough for us. We played them at Omaha without, two of their really good post players. And, we had a 100-point game. So, but we did know that that was still going to be their game plan, and they use our size well. And, I talked about I was really proud of my team for winning a grinded-out game yesterday. And I think, one of them said, if a couple of those shots fall early in the third quarter, I think it's probably a whole different game. But they just make you where if you have some bad minutes, then you're playing catch up, and that's a tough way to play basketball. Kind of that desperate catch up feeling, and I just feel like we had it almost the whole game. And again, that's why they played that way. That's why that was their game plan.
Question for all three of you from John from Iowa College Hoops. What do you take? We'll start with Evan. What do you take away from this season and what you accomplished?
I think we have a lot of takeaways from this season. I think it was definitely you kind of see a lot of people grow and a lot of people step into some roles that we've been working to get to. And so now I think with it being the COVID year, it's kind of this is what we're capable of, this is what we can grow into, and now we have off season and preseason next year to grow into even further what little snippets we saw this year. So I think our team definitely is going in the right direction, and I think we have a lot of girls motivated to keep working to keep going in that same direction.
Grace, your thoughts on the season?
I think we were just glad to get out there and be able to play some games this year and have some sort of season. This team and these girls are my family, and just to be able to get that extra year of being able to play with them and be in the gym with them, even the stuff you're going to remember in a couple of years doesn't happen on the court, it's off the court. So I'm just going to take those memories with me for a lifetime, and I'm really thankful for it.
And Coach, your thoughts?
Yeah, it was just such a strange year, and like Evan mentioned, really just glad we got a fairly normal season in. I mean, shortened obviously, but I think one thing that our team recognized how important the off season is, the summer, the preseason, because not having that, I mean, it took us forever to kind of get in a rhythm. And so I think that there's a real spark there for improvement from our team, which I'm excited about. We had kind of, joked earlier when everything was such a mess, we didn't even know if we were going to play, about maybe even redshirting some kids. And so when they came out and said that the year wouldn't count, I mean, like we even talked about it kind of being a glorified redshirt year. And if you look at it that way, what a great experience, to get that many games in a redshirt year. So I think that, we got better. I think, I look at Grace, I guess, playing probably her last game in a Western uniform, and it's been quite a run from her jumping up and down on the bench her freshman year to being a 3-year starter and such a big part of our team. So it's just, as a coach, that's what's special, is watching some of these kids improve and mature, and then also some of these other kids who have the spark and are excited for the future.
And we'll get the last question here. Scott Holland from the McDonough Voice, and we'll send it to Coach. With Omaha being such a paint-oriented team, but then hitting the threes the way they were today, do you feel like you sort of had to pick your poison with where you're going to put your focus?
Yeah, I mean, you knew if they shot 57% from three, we were probably in trouble. And they've got some capable shooters, and I swear Claire Killian, I don't know if she likes our uniform color or what, but she plays well against us every game, and she stepped up for them. And you have to pick your poison. I mean, they're a very post-oriented team. They were staring, trying to get in there, and we held Elena to 10 points and 2 rebounds, which I think that's a good effort. But then some of their other kids stepped up, and again, they executed their game plan really well. And I think I give both their defense credit and our struggles on offense just combined to make it a good situation for them. And it is kind of neat to see, especially in this tournament, an 8 seed get in the finals. I wish it could have been us, but I'm happy for them and excited for them.
Okay. With that, thank you all for joining us. Appreciate it. Thanks to the media for your participation. We'll be back with more post-game press conferences following the second women's semifinal. That game tips off